Good afternoon guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Woolley Park's 8th hole here, par 5, 571 yards, stroke index 8. A little bit down breeze and off the left today. So a hole here where we're starting to get into a harder part of the golf course. In the next couple of weeks we're going to see a couple of longer holes, possibly normally play into the wind. So it's a hole that's a par 5. It might be a hole there you think, right, I need to get a birdie on this par 5, but it's not easy. The tee shot is pretty wide, so we can make sure that we get onto the tee, the side of the tee, where we're going to play to your shot shape. We're not trying to change the shot shape here. We're not trying to make a shot, oh, I can hit a high draw here, for no apparent reason. Trouble's on the right here, so there's a couple of bunkers down the right. We shouldn't reach the trees, but then it's mainly the second shot where we're going to save shots and where we're going to find that a lot of people around Woolley, or anyone who comes here, will probably lose shots trying to be too aggressive. So I'm going to play my normal shot here. So aim just down the left hand side, play for the normal fade. So started down the middle, moving towards the right. Might just miss the bunkers. So I'm going to be a little bit blocked out, but we're going to show you two different shots down there, which is going to help you save shots and lower your scores. So a par 5, and like I said on the tee, it's a hole where a lot of people think, right, it's a good chance of getting a birdie, trying to get some shots back here. But this hole, not easy. 571 yards is pretty long from the white tees here at Woolley. It does play slightly downhill, but you'll see when we get to the green, it's a little bit of a different green. It's not the easiest of greens to hit. It's got an interesting feature at the front of the green. But the second shot is where I see a lot of people lose shots. And I'm over on the right, so I'm going to play mine from where it is, where I'm going to have to probably play a little bit safer or try and shape one around the tree. But for those guys who hit it into the middle, what I see a lot of times is people go, right, if I get a good one in this weather, it's running quite far, so I'll get my 3-wood out, I'll give it a go. And there's two rather large bushes either side of the fairway, and when they don't get it quite right, it doesn't launch high enough and they go straight into those two bushes. So just because you can reach there with a 3-wood, potentially 1 out of a million, doesn't mean necessarily you have to go straight to that. So another option there would be to hit something like a hybrid, or maybe hit a 5 or 6 iron, especially in these conditions where we're getting a lot of run. We want something that's guaranteeing, okay, we can always thin a shot and it come out a little bit low, but I find a lot of people struggle to launch a 3-wood off the fairway high enough to get over the trouble. So think about dropping down to a hybrid. As long as we get as close as possible, then that's good. Obviously you want to think about what yardages you like and what is a good number. A lot of people say there's different stats where if we get close to the green, if we get to 30 yards, we've got a better chance of scoring well. It depends on if you like a shot from 30 yards. A lot of people struggle with those distances, probably 30 to 70. So would you be better dropping all the way back to 100 yards and maybe just hitting something like a 6 iron down there, over the trees, through the trees, leave yourself 100, which for yourself might be a full pitching wedge, but you're a lot more confident in hitting that shot and hitting the green. If we're more confident, we've got more chance of hitting it a little bit closer and making sure we don't get a higher score than needed. So let's get to mine now. It looks like I'm going to have to shape it around the tree, and then we'll play another one just with an iron. So a little bit blocked out by the trees here, but if the new camera lady, Laura Robinson, pans around, you'll see the two bushes either side of the fairway, and Mr. James Robinson. We'll see that a lot of people come down into this position and they hit it straight into those two bushes because they're hitting that 3-wood. I'm a little bit blocked out here, and again, a lot of people, what they would try and do here is play the Phil Mickelson, aim way left, try and play a nice big slinging fade. They double cross it and they hit it straight into the thick rough that's on the left hand side. Here I'm far enough back to get over this tree, so what I'm going to do is just play it nice and safe. I'm going to hit a pitching wedge here, guarantee I get over this tree, and downwind and firm fairways I shouldn't be too far away. So nice and high, had no problems getting up and over that tree. I've taken my medicine. I've not tried to play a miracle shot and try and fade it around. That's then not going to leave me in the trouble, and I can guarantee here I'm going to be able to hit the green from where I am. So I'm not going to hit another shot here, but this is one where you can actually just take into account if I ever hit a 3-wood there or anything and try to move it, I could catch it low and go straight into those bushes, and there's simply no shot. So we want to make sure we make the easiest shot possible that we can get on the green. Right, so you can see here I've got all the way down nearly to the green. So with the conditions obviously firm and fast, like at the British Open last week, I've only hit a pitching wedge there. I've made sure I've got over the tree, but it's probably ran 50... Just a soft pitching wedge, so drive a pitching wedge, and I'm just short of the green, but that's how it's playing firm and fast. We don't need to go to something as silly as a 3-wood, because it might go too far. So you've got to counter in that. You've got to be thinking, right, what club's going to go, how far is it going to run? It's running 50, 60 yards extra. Everyone will be enjoying it because the driver will be going 250, 260 yards now, instead of the usual, like James Robinson, 200. So now you'll see that we've got a tricky green here. So we've got a little bit of a wall just in here, which we'll see after. And from there now I'm thinking, right, it's a double green as well, so it is like St Andrews. I don't want to go past the flag because that then could run down on to the 15th, and then I've got a tough putt. So instantly here, I've got a very bare lie, so this is a kind of lie you're going to get at the moment. So not much grass underneath the ball. It's one that a lot of people don't like. So instantly here we've got to be thinking bump and run. So we want to be thinking, I'm not going to go aerial here, I'm going to get it rolling as quick as possible. I want to get it onto the green, and I can judge then how far it's going to go. James would probably try and play off the deadpan, try and hit a 60 and try and get some spin, a new 60. So James is going to play the aerial shot now, and then I'm going to follow with the trusty 7-wood.
That's the world's worst bounce, to be fair.
Blaming the bounce. Right, so struck well, but a very hard shot there, so you have to be very accurate there. You've got to land it perfect. You've got to be able to know what kind of spin you're going to get, what kind of contact, where the most versatile golf club in the world is back out, the 7-wood, and all I'm going to do is treat it like a putt, so grip it like I would with the putter. Just get this rolling down there. We know how that's going to react. It's a good effort. I did say I didn't want to go past, famous last words, but just past there, probably gone to 8 feet. So I think I could stand here and hit maybe 10 balls with a 60 degree and I wouldn't get closer. So you've got to think about that when you're down here. We've done the hard work, we've got all the way down there. James wants to try and get closer than me with the 60, but it's playing the percentage shot. We've got to know we're not going to get good lies at the moment. We're going to get a lot, obviously, not a lot of grass, not a lot underneath the ball, so it's going to be very hard, and they're the shots that I see a lot of amateurs struggle with and get nervous with. So if we've got something where it's a bare lie, go to a bump and run, make it easy. Unless you've got to go over a bunker, then we've got no option. So very close to going over the edge and into the abyss onto the 15th. But a great green here, obviously at Woolley. Flora pans round, you can see the wall at the front of the green. So that is what we've got to deal with. So obviously we're going to run it up and over that like we just did there. But let's get in here now and give it a chance. Ooh, close, but a good chance at a birdie there, and a very easy 5 with hitting driver pitching wedge. But guys, it's very much thinking about what you are doing, what conditions you are playing at the moment. It's very fast and firm. We don't have to take as much club as you possibly think. Your driver is going a lot further, so think about how far your iron is going to go. If you normally hit your 7-iron 150 yards, that's probably going to run out to 180. So going into greens, you might start to be looking it shorter than landing it on the green, because it's not going to take as much, especially if you're using a firmer golf ball. If you're using a 2-piece golf ball, it's certainly not going to stop as quick. So think about where your landing angle is, land the ball shorter and get the ball to roll up. And then when we're around the green, if you're on a bare lie, if you can and when you can, make it as easy as possible. Use a lot of bounce, so something like a 7-wood, maybe even use a 3-wood then. I know I banned it in the fairway, but around the green you could use a 3-wood to guarantee contact, get the ball rolling, and you'll be able to judge your chips a little bit better. So guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again later in the week.